Hello boys, welcome back to another session of video tutorials, and this session is meant for class 11th biology students, and this is for 30th September 2020. Of course, we have entered into the last chapter as you all recollect, and we are into the chapter number 22, and this is chemical coordination and integration. As part of that, we were talking about various endocrine glands that are present in our body and what are all the hormones that they secrete and what are the functions of these hormones. And today we are going to talk about another important gland called thyroid gland. Where is it located? Look at this, in the neck region. So location is thyroid is a small butterfly shaped gland located at the base of the neck below the thyroid cartilage. This is the location. And what is the composition? It is composed of two lobes located on either side of the trachea. So this is the trachea, you got this and this, left and right. So that is the location of the thyroid gland. And the thyroid gland is composed of follicles, as you are seeing, and stromal tissues. Each thyroid follicle is composed of follicular cells enclosing a cavity. So it secretes two hormones. Thyroid gland secretes two hormones. One is called thyroxine, that is T4. Normally we call this as thyroxine. Tetra, that's why 4. Tetraiodothyronine, or commonly we call it thyroxine. And the second one is T3, that is the triiodo, that's why tri means 3, triiodothyronine. So there are two hormones that are secreted by thyroid gland. So you got a thyroid gland, and then parathyroid glands also is there. We will be talking about that. Just keep remembering that, parathyroid glands also. And what are the functions of this T4 and T3? Let us understand. Functions of thyroid hormones, particularly as we said, remember, it controls metabolism. So somebody becoming fat or thin depends on that. Regulate body temperature, we getting fever or maintaining normal temperature, again decided by this T3, T4. And then this regulation of body temperature is by calorogenic action, and hyposecretion leads to cretinism in children and myxedema in adults. Hypersecretion of this T3, T4 will make Graves' disease, exophthalmic goiter. Goiter, you must have seen some of the people having a small swelling, just like a cricket ball or hockey ball in their neck. So that's called goiter. Okay, and regulation of basically metabolism. That's why it's very, very important. When somebody becomes fat abnormally, the physicians will be testing the T3 and T4. Okay, and nowadays many people will be frequently undergoing blood test to see the levels of T3, T4, and control the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. And most important, they maintain water and electrolyte balance, so osmosis will be maintained. Secrete thyrocalcitonin, which regulates blood calcium levels. This is also important. And support the process of RBC formation, as all of you know. So these are the very, very important functions of thyroid hormones. And disorders, just now we said, hypothyroidism is a condition characterized by abnormally low thyroid hormone production. So when there is hypo, low, when it is low, you know what will happen. When it is low, it is cretinism. And then hyper is a condition in which the thyroid gland produces and secretes excessive amounts. So you are able to see here this what are the features of a person having hyperthyroidism, and goiter, having the, as I said, in the neck region. Look at this development of swelling, and then hypothyroidism in man. You are able to see all the symptoms here, okay, and then hypothyroidism in the child. Just now I said cretinism in children. You can see there is no neckless baby. It will be right, and then further parathyroid, the glands that are just associated with the thyroid gland only. We said these yellow dots, parathyroid glands, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and where are they located? So location, 2 pairs, 2 into 2, 4 parathyroid glands located behind the outer wings of the thyroid. Outer wings, here you can see outer wings of the thyroid. It secretes a peptide hormone called parathyroid hormone, PTH. The secretion of PTH is regulated by the circulating levels of calcium ions. So this Ca2 plus will be decided. What is the function of this PTH, parathyroid hormones? It regulates the amounts of calcium. Of course, calcium is directly linked to our bone density, all of you know. Phosphorus, again part of the bones and teeth, and magnesium in the bones, of course, and blood. So to have the normal levels of these 3 important elements, calcium, phosphorus and magnesium, so that bones will be strong, teeth will be strong, PTH is very, very important. It increases the blood Ca2 plus levels and maintain calcium balance in the body. So thanks to PTH, parathyroid hormones. And now we go to another important gland which is present in the neck, thymus gland. Thymus, and this is very, very important, thymus gland. It's also present in the neck region. So dorsal side of the heart and aorta location, dorsal side, almost chest cavity. So hormones, thymosin will be secreted, and role, what is the important role that it plays? It plays an important role in the development of immune system. Our immune system, defense system will be very, very strong because of thymus gland. So thymus gland is very, very important. It provides, see, very important, cell mediated immunity. It promotes production of, look at that, antibodies to provide humoral immunity. And the thymus is degenerated in old individuals. That's why old people get often diseases. This is the reason. And that's how we have to give lot of importance to thymus gland because of this reason, these 2 reasons. It provides cell-mediated immunity and lot of antibodies will be produced by this. Hence, thanks to thymus gland. And now we move on to the next, from chest cavity down to abdominal cavity, adrenal glands. So you got in the abdominal region a pair of kidneys, left and right, and top of the kidneys you can see the presence of adrenal gland, left adrenal and right adrenal. Okay, and each adrenal has got 2 areas, adrenal cortex, adrenal medulla, outer cortex and inner medulla. So location, anterior part of each kidney. It's composed of 2 types of tissues. Centrally located tissue, adrenal medulla, inner medulla. Outside, adrenal cortex. So the adrenal glands are present just on top of it, on top of the kidneys. And what do they secrete? Adrenal glands having this 2 areas. One, adrenal medulla secretes 2 important hormones. These are very, very important for us. Adrenaline or epinephrine and noradrenaline or norepinephrine. And adrenal cortex, of course, secretes corticoids. So what is the role of adrenaline? Of course, very, very important, extremely important hormone. And whatever emotions that we display throughout our life, thanks to adrenaline. Without adrenaline, we may not be able to finish our works or the task that we are given. we become emotional, and emotions are very, very important in life, you see. So it regulates heartbeat, very important. It controls blood pressure, adrenaline, sympathetic nervous system, direct link, contraction of involuntary muscles of the lungs, eyes, gut, etc., production of blood, flow of saliva and sweat under emotional state. And what happens if it is hyposecretion? Hyposecretion leads to low blood pressure and slow working of heart and lungs. So a person will be a lazy fellow. Hypersecretion rises in blood pressure, rapid heartbeats and perspiration, almost too much of breathing. So one must be very careful. That's why adrenaline levels should be optimum levels. And the adrenocorticoids, these regulate water and electrolyte balance, regulate fat production, proteins and carbohydrates metabolism, stimulates development of male and female secondary sexual characters. That's why corticoids are very, very important. And hypersecretion results in Addison's disease, and hypersecretion Cushing's syndrome, and adrenal virilism, gynecomastia. These are the diseases that occur due to less or high secretion of corticoids. So adrenal medulla releases the catecholamines, that's adrenaline or epinephrine, noradrenaline or epinephrine. These hormones are released in stressful situations, hence called emergency hormones or hormones of fight or flight. Normally in your NDA, UPSC exam, this will be asked. Name the hormone which is of fight or flight. Fight or flight, go away. These hormones increase the heartbeat, alertness, pupillary dilation, and raising of hairs, piloerection, and sweating. So these are very, very important during our emotional times. And adrenal cortex is divided into 3 layers, and they are zona reticularis, inner layer, secretes androgens, zona fasciculata, middle layer, glucocorticoids, and zona glomerulosa, outer layer, mineral corticoids. So adrenal cortex secretes 3. And functions of adrenal medulla and cortex. What are the functions? We said the stress pattern released. They are mainly for stress. So you basically on top of the kidney you got adrenal gland. Adrenal gland has got inner medulla and outer cortex. And whenever the person is under stress, what happens? The nerve cell gives signals, and from the nerve cells they go to adrenal medulla. Adrenal medulla, whenever the person is under stress, the stress signal comes, immediately it releases epinephrine and norepinephrine. So that leads to short-term stress response. What is that? The glycogen broken down to glucose. So increased blood glucose levels will be there, and the increased BP will be displayed, increased breathing rate, increased metabolic rate, change in blood flow patterns leading to increased alertness and decreased digestive and kidney activity. These are the various symptoms shown. And when it is the long-term one, the stress signal is released, hypothalamus of the brain, releasing hormone. Immediately the anterior pituitary goes, ACTH, and the ACH travels through blood vessels, reaches the adrenal cortex, and adrenal cortex releases 2 mineralocorticoids and glucocorticoids. So the this is a long-term stress. This is long-term, whereas the other one is short-term. Retention of sodium ions and water by kidneys, increased blood volume and BP, and other side glucocorticoids, proteins and fats broken down and converted to glucose, leading to increased blood glucose levels, and immune system may be suppressed. This is very dangerous. Immune system is suppressed in a long-term stress response. Hence, hormones, as we understand, play a very good important role. In fact, they decide what we are and what we will be. Hence, the mantra is optimum production of hormones. When the optimum levels of hormones are produced, we are very, very healthy. We show symptoms of healthiness. So, to make that, you need to have certain things like life habits, we say, life skills. And once we attain that, our purpose is to be healthy.